Good Sunday morning to y'all. Um, I decided this into the first week, so I'm gonna show you how to navigate around and get your way around in Canvas and ALEKS. A few of you have been asking, and we've been showing you in the class as comes along. But this will be a little guide that you can refer back to as you need to, because some of the little things that you need to be able to do, you might forget. Okay, so this is a course that if you stay on track, there's little chunks that need to be done really every day during the week at least. And so it's not really a course designed to spend a whole chunk of time on Saturday or Sunday night and do well in. Unless you can get yourself ahead and then you're working on the week ahead. That again, we want to adjust to your style of learning, but let me explain how the course was set up and the best way to get through it, and then if you can do it in a different way that's still successful for you, then you found out your learning styles that work. So we're going to switch over to another screen. I think it's this one. Yeah, there we go. We're full screen. So this is our ALEKS course. This is our Canvas course. And one of the first things I'm in student mode, so this is what you should see. These modules can be minimized by clicking on the little link. So since we've gone through the course, we've read the face coverings, we know, wear them. Course orientation we've gone through, and if it's open, it's like we got to go through all these, so we get it out of the way. There's an intro module we've done. Support, you might want to put this down, but I wanted to highlight, I have put my office hours, a little change, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 a.m. to 9 in Noble. I did officially get the course, the room reserved, because there's no class in there. So that's right before my college algebra class. But you are certainly welcome to come, as long as there's room, and there probably will be. You could stay through the college algebra class if you wanted to, and right into here. So you could get 3 hours of concentrated work with assistance. I still have my Monday and Wednesday tutoring that I do over at the American Indian Student Support Services in Discovery Hall 312. Those are Monday and Friday. Right after class. So right after class, I start walking over there. When I get over there, we start, and I'm there for about an hour. Here is my email if you need to contact me. We've got ed support and all this other stuff. So now we know that's there, and we're ready to get running. We've gone through week one, so this is the way to kind of look at it. Week one, we should be able to see that lesson 1.1 and 1.2 are going to be due. That's what that means. There are some instructional stuff in here, so lesson 1.1, I'm gonna jump to the next week, but that's sort of how it works. And then there is this stuff in here that tells you how to check. So there is this video already, but again, I just wanted to get you sort of a current video about what's going on from your instructor. We did the first written problem set, so that's where we pull it up here, we work it, and the goal was to get it submitted. Now, it has a due date of Friday, however, it's still available. It will show as late, but get it in. The IAs are starting on the grading, so get it in. Okay, better to get it done. And then there's 1.2 set operations. Again, we went through that. And then it's letting you know that there's the practice assignment 1 is going to be due as well, but it should be completed after you do 1.2. So I'm going to get to the next week because I want you to kind of focus on going forward now. And as I said, this course, a lot of time you don't absolutely need everything from the previous one to move forward. So this 1.3 is going to be on Venn diagrams. It's actually going to be due Monday night. So it's good to get started on it right away in class right away. There's 4 topics in here, so it's not too bad. So I'm going to click on this, and just show you this is the way the course is designed. There's some learning objectives, 4 topics. They're stated here. There's a couple videos in here, and I'm just going to click on this one. You might not have done this. You might recognize this guy. His hair was a little bit shorter when he did these, but nonetheless, yeah, I worked through some of the problems. And what I'm working is the when was this? This was 2019. This was like a practice test. This was for preparing for the test. What we've done is these are now broken down into shorter units. These are the practice the practice problems we're going to have you do as well. So I'll show you that later. But here's me working some problems directly from ALEKS. Let's see, where do I go? I go back here. Okay, so there's those. I suppose I could fill these other ones in sometime, but we'll get it done. Another important part of your learning is this reading. Okay, so this is the textbook. It's a PDF. You can download it. Yes, that's, maybe it seems old school to learn from reading, but it's still a very valid way to learn. We've got images and some explanations, colors. It's not multimedia, but it is helpful. So it's, scan over these, look over these. These are there for helpful, and they have been designed to not just be the full textbook, but be the part that's going to apply for the sections that we're working on. So it's a few pages, but notice some of these pages have mostly images. Okay, so that's important to look through. And again, these are all set up. Then we've got some lectures. So here's one that's 10 minutes. Here's one that's 15 minutes. Here's one that's 8 minutes. And so yes, it's an investment in time, but you should hopefully be doing these. If you get them done before class, then you can be in class working on them. You can do some of these in class, sure. But that's the goal. If you're having struggles, make sure you go through all of these. If you're struggling and you haven't gone through these, my suggestion is going to go ahead and take a look. And the thing you can do on these videos, let me just show you. Here's a 10-minute video. You can get through this in 5 minutes by doubling the time. I think we can do this. See, there's how fast we're going. This is 1 times, and you can actually, maybe you have to have it going. Let's see, maybe we can.
Right. Okay. We're coming in today to talk about reading the Venn diagram. We're going to use the Venn diagram a lot when we're doing survey problems. And we use other problems as well. One of the things
1.5 times.
we're all talking about the same thing. So
now, I do this, I'm in a graduate program, I do it myself, and I need to listen to videos. Your brain can actually hear faster than people speak at a normal pace. So, take out the pauses, do it at 1.5, do it at 2 times, get used to it. The other thing I found is it helps me to focus. If I play things at regular speed, my mind wanders because my mind's going faster than the speaker, right? So it's just it gets me through it faster, but it's not just about that. I'm also more focused, and I pick up the content that's given to me better. So give that a try. Watch the videos 1.5, 2 times. I don't think we can go 3, but 2 is about as maximum I could do. And Beth here speaks at a fairly good clip, so for her, for me, you could probably listen to me at 4 times speed, and it still would make sense. I know I speak a little slow, and maybe that's what you're doing with this video. Anyway, so that's what we do. And then at the end, we click here, and this is our link to get into ALEKS. Now, some of you say, can I just go into ALEKS and work on it? Well, you can do anything that is successful for you, certainly. Yes, gets us into ALEKS. Let me not go in that way. I'm going to go, I've got it open. I'm in student view. I think it's this one. Yes. So I've gotten a special course. So this is sort of a preset ALEKS student. It's myself. So I'm going to now show you that once you're into ALEKS, how to sort of navigate. So again, over here, once you come in, it gives you what's due. So that's practice 1. 8 questions. somehow it's due tomorrow. I thought it was already due, but we'll take a look. Shows me Venn diagrams is set to go, and it tells me when it's due. And usually just go ahead and get started. Okay, tells me sets practice is going to be due, and from that previous view, I know that this week 1.3 and 1.4 are going to be due. But what I want to show you is how to navigate a couple important things. Two important things on this list are reports and gradebook. They kind of keep track of both things. So maybe you're interested more in the gradebook. So let me start there. If you click on it, I closed my session out. Well, let's try this again. Let's get rid of this. Okay, I got that fixed. I'm logged back in. So we click here. Let's go to the gradebook. This is not the official course gradebook, but it does keep track of where I'm at. So I can look at past things. Now I opened this one, so it I'll show you. I've got some things done in 1.1 and 1.2, but I didn't get any credit because I didn't get them by the due date. So that's and we'll talk about that eventually at the end of the module. Or as I get ahead, I'll be able to work on those previous assignments, and I'll be able to get all the topics learned. That's an important thing to do. So, but the important thing is try not to get behind. So what I need to focus on right now is 1.3. I've only got 50%, so that's what that tells me. And I haven't done the sets practice, and I'm going to show you how to do sets practice 1. Let's do, so I did. I moved it to Monday. Okay, so it is open. I think I did that for a good reason, because I wanted to get this video to you before this was due. So where do we go from here? So now the other important thing is reports. And this actually gives us many of these. Sorry for all my notifications popping up in there. So in reports, you can see your total ALEKS Pi. This account has 76 learned or mastered or something like that. It gives us the assignments that tells you where you're due right here. You can look at the detail, but the one I like is this objective view. Because it's really set up like the Canvas course, right? Each of the little objectives units are here. So 1.3, we see the due date. 1.4, we see the due date is August 29th. Oh well, this one's already completed. This was because of the initial knowledge check. So you'll also find something. This was only 2 topics, but I picked it up in the initial knowledge check. So you may, some of these things you go, oh, I'm supposed to do 1.4. Hey, it's already done. This is a good way to see it. And you can go down here and you see like 2.1. So you might have some that are already completed, or like this one, there's 28 topics. It's, oh, this is the summary. So that's why. But here I only have 3 topics. I got 2 of the 5 already from the initial knowledge check. So some of you will have those. You can just slide along. You see the whole course here as we go. Many of you, one topic that usually is right triangles. There's triangles and right triangles. It's only 2 topics. Many of you may have already gotten that. Uses a Pythagorean theorem or something. So you remembered it, and you got it in your initial knowledge check. So when it comes time to do it, it doesn't show up because it's done. Okay. So, but this is a beautiful way to watch your progress through here. So I got to focus on this. This is what I need to be working on. Now I'm gonna. So that's keep on track. What else did I want to show you? Okay, I want to show you how once I complete these 2 more topics. Now I've got some prerequisites, which means I got to get through these 3 so to be able to do those 2. But that's okay. Those were the main ones I want to show you. So I can then from here go to the learn mode, and I want to show you something how you can kind of navigate topics. So it comes up with what's the next one for me to learn. I'm constructing a Venn diagram, and I could proceed, but I want to show you how you can also come here if you need to maybe go back to some other ones. So this is kind of a double drop down, right? So I I click on this drop down and then I come up here. This is just showing 1.3. This will allow me to go back to anything I can go back to. Now, since it's past due, we see this lock on here, so I can't get back to it. But as soon as I get it unlocked, I could come here, and there's the two topics. So I'm now 1.1. Again, they're locked, but if once I finish 1.3, I can come back and get these. I can also go back, do the 1.2, and here's the 3 topics, or 4 topics, however many I didn't complete. I can now go back and complete them. That's the important thing. Get them completed. We'll take care of you as far as points, but focus on the learning. The big part of this class, and this is maybe, if you looked at it, the homework is a small part, but that's what everyone focuses on. I want all the whole points on the homework. The tests are the big ones. If you learn what's on the content, you're going to do well on the tests, and you're going to do masterful. But we'll take care of you. If you'll get through every problem, trust me, we will take care of you. At least work through each of the topics. Okay, and then again, do your best. See, 1.4 is just 2. I can't get to it yet, but it's only 2 topics. If I can get through that early, and then it'll open up, I can start working on 1.5 is only 5. I can get into the summary, and notice we're done. This is the point where I could go back and pick up these ones, go through the summary, and notice the summary is no grade, but it's going to help prepare me for those tests. Okay. Oh, now I know. We want to go do some of those practice. Let's see, what are they called? I always mess up on what they're called. Sets practice. So sets practice 1, 2, and 3. And what these are, so I can't do 3 yet, it's got a prerequisite. But sets 1, these are really practice tests. They're set up with the same system of the test. This is what the test is going to look like. So we started. Now, once you start one of these, you can't jump back and forth. And ALEKS basically won't because it thinks you're taking a test. It won't let you do anything until you actually I think you have to submit. You might be able to save for later. You give it a try. But you can work through these. I don't know. You put your stuff in here. Again, sometimes, as you've been working, it's real critical about commas and curly braces in the right place and all that kind of stuff. Now, I think, I don't know if you have this check, but let me just put something in here. Let's go with the curly brace, and let's put rabbits. I don't know. Let's check now. I don't know if yours will. Mine will check. I think you have to actually finish everything and then submit, and then it'll tell you. But if you've got this, again, I'll recheck it, try it again. Okay, and then basically you can navigate through each of the questions. This is the same way the test works. So this is really good to go through. Let me just show you doing this region thing. Inside here, this is C intersect A. So what I do is I shade it. C intersect A is this middle piece, right? But then it's got this little apostrophe thing. That's called a complement. It's called a prime. I call it a knot. So a knot means everything but what we've shaded, right? So now I have to reverse it. So I shade everything else. I remembered this in my mind, right? So just show you quickly how to do that. And then I remember I undo this, so because it's the knot. And then now I take what I've got and I union it with B. That means I get everything I have, and now I also throw in anything inside of B. So B is this circle here, and so this little piece is inside B. So that's the union. So that only this little unshaded region is there. And so now when I check it, yeah, good. Okay, so work through these. These are important. And again, once you've submitted any of the ones that you miss, let me go ahead and submit the assignment. I got one right. Yeah, I'm going to submit. Tells me I got 20%. Ah, that's cool. And then I could do a quick retake, which means when I go to do it, it now will not allow me to do that question again because I've already got credit for it. So I can now only do the ones I don't have credit for. So this is a way you can kind of work it. If you've only missed one, you go back until you get it to 100%, right? Let's just submit it again because, again, it won't let me do anything else till I submit. And the idea is you get these to 100%. And by doing sets 1 practice, sets 2 practice, sets 3 practice, you have done the test. You've done more than the test, but you're ready to go. Okay, you're prepared. It's kind of reviewing as we go, and then there's going to be this summary that gives you most of the topics again. And again, there's no grade with it, but it's very valuable to work through it. It's very valuable to work through it. Let's see if we can get to that summary from here. These are assignments. There's a lockdown browser check. We'll do that later. Let's see. Sets and counting. Review. Optional, not part of the course. Grade. And it's set up as a quiz. So again, these are just, the idea is get ahead, get done early enough, work through this. Some of you are getting done early and you're going, what should I do? Should I go to the next section? Again, it's up to you. Yes, you could work ahead in the course, but the tests are on the set days and done in class, so you can't take the test until then. So you may want to come back and do this closer to the test, but you can go back and rework the practice sets. They are set to take your highest grade, so you can't ever reduce your grade if you don't finish them up. So once you get them to 100, it'll stay there. And that's pretty much how to get around in ALEKS. See, come back to the gradebook, see if anything's updated. It should show my sets practice now is at 20%. See, so it's at least there. That's something. And then we work through it. So this is sort of a way to keep up with what's going on. These grades will eventually migrate over to Canvas, but they don't show up until the due date of the assignment. That's when ALEKS sends things over. It's just how it works. And same thing with the tests. Then when the due date comes, they go over to Canvas. Okay, gives me time to review things as we go. So anyway, I hope that was helpful. It might have been a little, I know I'm slow, but I just kind of wanted to do an organic discussion with you on how to get through, how to keep moving. Some of you are doing very successfully. Some of you are struggling a bit, and what I hear from some of you is they got these two systems, and how do I navigate them? So what I try to do is show a way to just, if you follow this, it gets you comfortable. You want to explore and do things different ways. Yeah, there's always different ways to do things, and that's fine. But give this a try first. If this is not working for you, or not working to the level you want, then we can add some additional things in there. Remember, I've got my office hours in the same classroom that we have our class. So if you can, buy out the time, come early during that 8 o'clock. Stay through the college algebra. Again, you could just be working there. I got my class, I've got the IAs, do have to focus on them, but we will have some room for you to stay in the room and keep working if you'd like. And then we've got our class session. So the goal is, by working together, we can all succeed. And if you're doing well, if you can, reach out to one of your cohort, one of your partners in the course, and help them along. What happens is, when you explain something, you learn it even more deeply. In fact, that's how I learn. I learn when I think about how would I teach something. Sometimes I thought, oh, why don't I listen to this person as much? Because I'm always thinking, when someone tells me something, I think, how would I have taught that differently, or whatever. But when you start thinking as how you will explain it to somebody else, you have to have that deeper level of understanding than just, how do I do it, right? How do I explain it? You have to know how to do it and beyond. So you have to organize it. So that's, you're actually, again, you think I'm giving back to the community by helping. Not really. Uh, you're still giving back to yourself as well whenever you help someone else. And yes, you are giving to the community as well. So I'm really pleased to have you as my first class back on campus in over, feels like 2 years. It's pretty close to a year and a half, let's put it that way. It's been a long time. So keep up the good progress. I'm interested in your success. We will make it happen one way or another. This course is the course that you need for your major, and it's going to prepare you for all the things that you're going to need to do as an academic. Okay, I know you get your bachelor's degree. I encourage you all to go on and get that next level, that professional degree, the master's degree. It's doable, and it's actually easier. And that's what schooling. Once you got your bachelor's, the master's is a 2 short years, and it's focused on the fields that you're studying in. And then you're a professional, qualified in your field, and you get greater control over what you do. Okay, and so you'll notice in my videos I tend at the end to kind of philosophize or something, or some students say that's their favorite part of it all because it's not talking about math so much. I do it because I know you could cut me off at any time. If I'm boring you, which maybe I get to that place, you can say I'm done. Anyway, thank you all. I appreciate you. Together, we'll make it all happen. Okay, take care. Be well. See you in class.